Welcome to the channel everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about different layout controls in SwiftUI. I'm not going to cover all the layout controls. I'm going to cover the stacks, which is HStack, your VStack, your ZStack, your LazyHStack, your LazyVStack, and we'll talk about the ScrollView as well. So let's start with the HStack first. As the name says, this is a horizontal stack, so it's gonna it's gonna lay down your controls in a horizontal fashion. So as you can see that it's a HStack, and then I have an image and a text. Let me zoom a little bit here. So let's change the simulator to the selection mode. So as I select an HStack, so this is my whole HStack. This is the image and it's followed by the text. So that's how HStack works. If I add another text here, hello world, this video or something, you can see that it's adding it in the horizontal. It's adding it horizontally. What are the other options that we have with HStack? So we have alignment and spacing and content. Content we have already defined, which is the image and the text. The alignment with the HStack, we have options because it is horizontally aligned. So our content is in that rectangle horizontally. So we can either align it at the top, center, or bottom. So if I say top now on this one, take a look at the preview because it's going to be very quick. So you see the text has moved a little bit. Let's make it a little bit more prominent. Let's add a background color to be red. Right, let's probably do this. We can probably remove the padding. So you can see that currently the text is at the top, and then if I move it to center, so it has moved to the center, and if I move to the bottom, it has moved to the bottom. So that's the alignment. And then the another option that we have is spacing. So spacing, we can set a specific spacing, 30. The two views in the HStack will be apart 30 from each other. So there will be a distance of 30 between each of them. We can set the spacing to be 0, so they are very much close to each other and there is no spacing. So that's HStack, and now let's try and change it to the VStack and see how it behaves. So VStack. So now my content or now my child views are vertically laid out in the view. So I have my image first, and then at the bottom I have my text. VStack has similar parameters to HStack, which is alignment and spacing and content. So we have already defined the content. Now let's see what are the different alignment options we can set. So because it's vertically aligned, so we can either set them to leading, center, or trailing. So we'll say leading. So you see my image now moved to the leading. So all of my content is now leading aligned. If I change it to center back, so my image will now move it to center. And then if I move it to trailing, now it has moved to trailing. Why my text is not moving? Because VStack size is same as the size of the text. So the text is taking all the horizontal space. So there is no room for movement. But my image, because it's smaller than the text, so that's the one it's moving as per the alignment. Spacing behaves similar to how it behaves in HStack. So if I say 50, there's going to be a 50 space between each element in the VStack. So that's your HStack horizontally aligned, and your VStack if you want to align your elements vertically. Let's remove the background now. And the third option that we have in terms of stacks is the ZStack. So ZStack, you can think of them as 3D. So you have your image first and then your text at next. So the element which are defined first will be behind, and the text, the element which are defined after will be on the top. Let's make some changes here so that we can see this clearly. So make the text large, and maybe let's make it a bit bold as well, or maybe title 2. My title is fine. So as you can see here, my image is now behind my text, and if I move my image here after the text, so my image is now above the text. That's one way of aligning your elements in that 3D space, moving the positions. The other option we can do is by defining their z index. So z index behaves like, so you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say I define this one as 1 and this one as 2. You don't have, you don't need to mention like 0, 1, 2, 3. You can use any number until unless the one that you want in the front has a higher number from the other one, it will show in the front. So let's say I want image to be on the higher space or in the front. So I updated the z index for the image to be 5 and the text to be 3. Now my image is in front of my text. ZStack also give us option of alignment. So we can say alignment and let's say trailing. So you can see again my image is moved. I would request you to play with these alignments in the ZStack. So you can go top leading, top trailing, leading trailing, or you can get bottom trailing, bottom, or leading bottom. So play with these alignments and see how the content change in the ZStack. So that's your ZStack. Now using these three, you can create custom layouts, very powerful layouts, because these were the three fundamental stacks which were available when actually SwiftUI released, and people create so many wonderful UIs with these. So let's look at the another one, which is now the scroll view. So now let's say I have quite few many elements, and don't worry about the for each for now. We'll go through that one later in the course. So I have, let's say 100. I want to loop over 100. I don't want to take the index. Ignore the value, come down here. And as I print my so now this is my VStack here. So my view, let's fit it to screen now. There is no way I can scroll this one. So let's replace this VStack with a scroll view. Right, and now if I scroll here, I'll change it to play, so I can scroll through to my list. So that's my scroll view. What option? So it has indicators, show indicators. So I want to say true. So once I do that, it should show the indicator always. And if I say false, I can still scroll through my stack of items, but there is no indicator showing. So that's your scroll view here. You can use scroll view to scroll items in a vertical or a horizontal stack. So I have to say scroll view axis horizontal, and now I can scroll horizontally on this scroll view. So the default value for the axis is vertical, so I have to change it. I had to change it to horizontal to scroll horizontally. So that is your scroll view and how you can use scroll view to scroll items vertically or horizontally. The next stack we have is LazyVStack and LazyHStack. So as the name suggests, lazy means it is going to create elements when they are required. Let's try and move our content to another sub view. So I'm going to create a row view with the body of the content that we have, and then we can replace this one with the row view. We can take the index and then we can pass the index here. So let's say let index int. So we can pass the index and then on in the on appear, not in the body, on appear, I'm going to print row index loaded, and then here I can say index is index. Now let's wrap this for each the LazyVStack. Let's not do it LazyVStack, let's do it with the VStack first. And for this one I'm going to use the simulator because I want to show something in the debug view. As you can see, it has loaded all of my elements, all the 100 elements already. This is simple image and a text. It doesn't hurt the performance, but if you have like thousands of the images which are not just SF symbols but heavy but large amount of data in each row, then this might impact your performance of the app. So what we want to do is we want to use LazyVStack, and then if we run the app again, so you see that now only we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, only the 10 elements are created. And as I scroll, the more and more elements which are required will be created on demand. And then if I now scroll back up, you can see that now the other elements, the views which were already there, now which were destroyed, will now, so the views which are not in the viewable area, and also there is some buffer, like it creates some elements so that your scrolling is smooth, it's gonna create the elements again. So it's not like as you keep scrolling it's gonna keep those views in the memory. It's not, it's gonna keep destroying them. LazyHStack again works similar to LazyVStack. I would encourage you to try that out on by yourself and let me know if you are stuck at something while trying the LazyHStack. And if you want to know something more about these stacks which you think I should have covered, please let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Thank you.